Hi, everyone, and welcome to Use Tech to Help You channel. Have you ever felt overwhelmed or even a bit scared by the term AI? Well, you're for sure not alone. And I made this channel to dedicate to all my friends and family, and actually anyone out there who feels like AI is a complex beast. So I'm here to simplify it, show it the friendly side, show you how to use it, and show you how to uh, ride the wave of this new generation of technology. I think that's the only way to survive it. If we push back and we stay behind, we're going to be left behind. So I'm here to help. First of all, maybe to show you some examples of it, how to use it, and then again, how it can benefit your life. And also have to be afraid of it, what it can't do, and how you can empower yourself. So I'm going to start here with this paper today. It's actually, I'm going to give these guys some credit. Obviously, it's the dawn of LLMs, preliminary explorations with GPT-4V. That's with Vision, of course. And this is brand new. Past like I think a week ago or 2 weeks ago, it came out, which is kind of impressive. So I'm going to try and go over some of these things, and I'm going to be a little bit of a fanboy and show you exactly how good it is. And then I'm going to tell you how you can use this all for your benefit. So, for example, here what they did is they say here's a prompt and here's the what the GPT-4 response is, so you kind of see, because that's how this is going to go with the rest of the video. Somebody took a picture of receipts, and then it it showed the tax. Here's sales tax. This is just tax, and this is total tax. So all three different words. It still understood it. How much did I pay for tax? And it says it 3.72, 42.3, which is here, and this is 4.58, which is right there. Crazy that it actually can do this. The thing has vision in the sense of that it actually can figure out what's in that picture and kind of separates it, puts it into a bucket. It knows that this is paper. It knows that this is text. And this one has a keyboard behind it. You wonder, how does it do that? Well, if you're curious, I can actually go deep into that. It's actually quite simple, believe it or not. It's just the fact that I can do it over a long period of time, which for us is a short period of time, but since it has so many iterations, it can do millions of attempts at looking at what is this letter, this letter, this letter, and it knows this is a keyboard behind. But I digress. So this is kind of cool. It feels like it has logic, but I think it's just a simple comparison. But as a prompt, how much should I pay for a beer on the table according to the price of the menu? So it knows there is a beer. Here's a photo of the menu, and here's a photo of the picture. It reads the letters. It knows what this is. It reads the reds and the beers. Medallia, Magna, Heineken. So I'm assuming that before reading this, Magna is 6, it should be 12. So there it is. According to the price, it knows Magna beer. It can read this, and it goes to $6, and it multiplied by 12. That's actually pretty dang cool that it can do that. Again, I want you to be, don't think that this is thinking or as having some ulterior plots. It's just a really good technology that has been refined over many years. So let's see, what else can it do here? Following these texts here, it shows, describe the image. So tell me about the image, and make it a little more complicated. Use three sentences, 3 words, 6 words, and 9 words. And sure enough, here it does. 3 words, seaside dining table. And then it shows 6 words, dining table overlooking ocean with beer. And then 9, outdoor restaurant table with ocean view and a beer. It's really cool that I can do that. But again, this is not, it's great technology that's refined, but it's nothing big. If you look at a car, a modern day car, let's say a nice high-end BMW Mercedes or something, it looks really impressive. To somebody, especially 1,000 or 100 years ago, they would not know what to deal with it. They would say, how is this possible? How can you get these doors to close so well? How can you make noises inside, these dings and lights up? But we know that a car has taken 100 years to iterate. This is just faster. So here's some more prompts with, it started with the letter B, D, and T. Sure enough, this is beachside bar, dining, and then tabletop. Again, it's smart. It knows those words. But now check this out where it doesn't work. What would the missing image look like? And we can kind of figure out that, I think anyways, that this next one should be this little star with a dot in the middle. But it says it's difficult to say. So now it gives you a better prompt. And here's very interesting. So here are the 3 sub images, a matrix, to find out the pattern, found a pattern, okay, whatever, finally describe what the message would look like. And now it tells it. So it says it. So this is really interesting. It's like a child in the sense, if you just ask a child something, they usually give you a cute and funny answer, but it's not the answer that we would know as adults, because we assume some things. If you trained ChatGPT or GPT-4 on all these images, it would know without you prompting it that we're asking what the next image looks like here, but it doesn't know if you want another image right here with 3 more images and then another question mark. So it's really unclear. But now when you make it clear, it actually understands it. So that's the same thing we do with a child. What do you want them to do? And I'm sure any of you have children have dealt with that, where you tell them something and they do exactly what you said, but it's not what you intended. And I can't think of an example, but I deal with it every day with my children. Okay, so continuing on. Look at this. This is really cool. So this is really demonstrating the whole image, the fact that it can read it. It says what the prompt is. Basically, give me all the information from the this image, this license. But it's not, and it makes it in a JSON format. And all that means, or what the JSON format, all it means is like, give me the prompt and then the result. And so like, what's a class is D, and none. Rest, whatever that is. I don't even know. D will be a date of birth. That's the number, I guess. Maybe blood sample. I don't even know what these things are. Doesn't matter. It knows that it figured out either by the fact that there's different colors or they're organized in a different way. And sure enough, look at this. Class is in quotes, and then it puts the D, the comma. So this is how, if you ever care about a JSON format, it actually looks like this. So it's kind of like in Excel, we have the same thing, right? In red here, it actually has an error, which is kind of cool, that it actually found error. So here, BRO, brown, obviously an I is brown. And it gave it an NA. Not sure exactly why, but it made an error. So it's still not perfect. So that's where GPT-5 comes in, 6, 7, 8, whatever it is. And it will iterate. Or what I should say is, if it's not sure, then it can ask you. It says, hey, I can't read this. Maybe for whatever reason why you can't read this. Who knows, inflection or whatever, the reflection of the light. Not sure what that is. Okay, here's the next one. Another example of this woman here. It's DL, and this is I, and it represented as a, no, I didn't even put it in there. So it missed that. So obviously, the scanning is not perfect. The date obviously here isn't perfect. 8/3/1977, and this is 2011. It took these 7s as 1s for whatever reason. And it put it down as a donor is veteran. So this is, it didn't understand the context that this is, I don't know if this is or is not a donor, if this got to be green. See, I don't even know myself because I don't follow it. But if you train the model properly on California license or licenses, then it would know that green or red means yes or no, and this is a veteran or not a veteran. If it has a veteran, it is, and if it's not, it isn't. Now it comes with this training, but you still need human beings to train it on these things. Continuing on, this is actually all correct, and maybe this is because since this is only California and this is the whole country, maybe it maybe has more experience with this. It's possible. I'm not sure. Okay, continuing on. This is an interesting one too. So how many apples? Human beings, we know that it's not 12. There's one missing here somewhere. And it counts as 12, but actually there's 11. So count the number of apples in this image. Why it doesn't know that? I'm not sure. This is a typical prompt. Let's think step by step. So that is actually really common to do where if you wanted to use logic, and it does that. Look at the image, identify all the apples, what it does, and it still gets it wrong even with the word logic. Now, what is the next prompt? How did it change? It says, let's count the apples row by row. So it says, first is 4, then it's 3. For some reason, it's put this 4th one down on the bottom for some reason. And then it shows that it's 11. So this is actually a correct way. But it got this wrong, ironically. It put them in a wrong place. That's really interesting that it happens, but it's cool that you can see it thinking. Next prompt, count the apples. Okay, first count how many rows of apples there are, and then count the apples in each row. and then finally sum them. So this should be the proper way of this should work, right? It got 3 rows correct. The top row has 5 apples. That's incorrect. Maybe it seems this little brown thing is an apple. I'm not sure. The middle row is 4, and then the bottom has 6. And this is completely wrong. Now you ask it again. You are an expert in counting things in the image. Let's count the number of apples in the image row by row, and be sure to have the right answer. This time we got it. So obviously the prompt is a big deal, and for it to understand what you want, maybe it misunderstood something. Maybe like it counts some of these apples in a different way. I'm not sure, but that is what's going on here. So, okay, moving on. Let's see, text instructions. This is kind of cool, but this kind of responds to the original. It kind of detects images. So if you want to put a coordinate of an apple, what is a prompt? You can actually have it point to something, and it gives the crop of the image. So if you put an arrow, a box, it tells you the numbers to crop it out and take it out. So this is actually, Photoshop already has this, but it just shows that it knows the difference. That this is a beer bottle sitting on a table. It just makes sense. It knows that. All right, continue on. Describe the pointed region. Pointed region, not point with a pointer, but just, you circled it. So this is, somebody circled it. And this is the pointed region. The image shows hanging lights on a wire. The lights are very small and round, and they are evenly spaced. The wire is stretched between 2 poles. It is located above a patio. The lights appear to be decorative and are likely to be used to provide ambient lighting in the evening. This is a really cool response. That's got to be, that is just impressive, man. But again, going back, maybe GPT-1 said, what is this? And this is a line with, some object below it, and that's it. And in each one, the bigger the large language model, then it will understand more and give you greater context. What is the glass? What is the circled? What is in the circled glass? So this is not a circle. It knows that. This is not a circle. This is a circle. So what's inside there? And then object 1 or 2. And this is labeled. So it can actually easily read that. Describe what is object 1, object 2. Then check what is in the circle glass. And it answers it. Object 1 is a glass bottle of water. It is clear and has blue label on it. Sure enough, there it is. Object 2 is a glass bottle of Magna beer. And it is green and has red and white label on it. That's cool. And the circle glass appears to be a clear liquid. So it's not sure. It probably gives it like a 60% chance of being correct. That's why it says it appears to be clear liquid. Likely water, but it could be vodka. It didn't say that. So it is likely that the content circle glass is a bottle of water. Now this bottle looks like an absolute vodka glass. And so it could infer that. Maybe GPT-5 will say, it's probably water since there's no label, but maybe it could be absolute vodka going in there. I'm not going to go over this one. This is Desk Math, which is really cool. Very helpful for, to teach young people about mathematics. Very, very useful. You can say, well, this thing already knows it. Yeah, that's true. But we also want to learn to kind of to be able to, keep in par and use our brains too. That's just a muscle that we need to use. Okay, multimodal. Let's see. No, this is object recognition. Not going to go over that much. Let's see here. This is kind of cool. What is the read of the speed meter? Look, it got it wrong. It is 22 miles per hour, and if for some reason it got it wrong, so it does the whole. Let's go step by step, and it still gets it wrong. It walks it through, and it gets it wrong. Now this is with text instructions to read this. You can read that yourself. It still gets it wrong. Zero shot. Here we go. So all these are wrong. Now you have to train it a little bit, teach it how to do it, just like a child. And what is it? You give it some easy ones. It does this one for some reason, gets this one right, and then it still gets this one wrong. Moving on. What is the read of the speedometer? This one is 30. It gets it right. Still wrong on this one. All right, another chance. In context. Okay, prompt. It got this one right. This one, and let's see here. Got this one wrong. Okay. Oh, no, it got this one right. Finally got it right. So it knows it. It kind of guesses, but it is kind of lying to you. So it's still not perfect. All right, let's see what else we got. Uh, Graph is, this is actually not that hard to do. This has been doing it for a while. It still gets it wrong. Let's see what else we got. No. What else did I want to show you guys? Oh, it recognizes celebrities. Again, it's, you got to understand, is it recognizing or is it just finding things that are similar? Um, you know, for example, look at her eyes, the contour of her eyes to this. This is different than this, right? So look at his is higher. His is kind of, it is a different curve. And look at this one. It's also a different curve. Her here is farther than his here. That's just one example. The width of her mouth compared to her nose. Hers is kind of convex here. His is kind of pointed up. His is like a full round almost. This guy doesn't have any. So is it recognizing the person? Does it think, oh hey, I really like Taylor Swift, or is it just saying, all this pixel compared to this pixel compared to this pixel, and this pixel compared to this pixel are, and it does it a million times for all the pixels, wherever that is, and it gives it a number, and if its number is close to something that had Justin Bieber on it, then it says it's Justin Bieber. It's really that simple. It doesn't actually recognize these people. It says Justin Bieber, okay, cool, that's him. And then what about some stats about him? His movies or songs or whatever the heck. So yeah, that's really not so impressive. What is kind of impressive is how far it goes. It is it scans this guy and it knows that it's probably a GPU. Who is this person? What is he holding? Well, it's not a McDonald's box. It's some kind of box that has the word NVIDIA on it. It's figured out. That's really dang cool. You gotta be impressed by that. Okay, yeah, landmarks. It recognizes these. That's not a big deal. This does not look like this at all. They are obviously different, and you can you put another tower. It might have a little even Eiffel Tower might be it's gonna be easily tell the difference because they're different, but a similar tower might confuse it a bit. It depends. Okay, so yep, describes it. This is really cool. Same here. Describe the landmark. Okay, so it knows this is a very popular shot. Okay, continuing on. Okay, all right. Now here's where it's cool. Describe the name of the dish. To me, this looks like fish, I would think, or just some kind of, I don't know, some kind of maybe like a corn or something. I have no idea. It knows it. This is really cool. Because it goes down to the pixel level, and it has seen this image, has seen it being labeled this. And if it's corn or meat or something like that, or just some kind of fish, well, probably it knows it's fish, but then it goes, okay, well, what kind of fish? And it goes into all of things that have a different fish. In Japanese cuisine, it is a type of rice bowl dish typically served in deep bowl. The word unagi means freshwater eel in Japanese, so it definitely nails it. Oh, that's really cool. That is really dang cool. Okay, same thing. It recognizes it. Now this looks like steak or beef to me, but it knows. It knows that this is chimichurri. Shoosh. And this is called braised short rib. My question though is, if I made this, and it didn't look exactly like that, it wasn't professional, I never put it online, if it would still recognize it. What if I cut it in different labels? I think what happened, this picture was probably put online somewhere, labeled, because Google, a few years ago was demanding that you put accurate pictures on your images, and I think it was because they were training their models back then. Looking back, so this is probably labeled, so it knows that. It just scanned it. It's a large language model. And when this is the L in large language model, don't think large. Think vehemently huge, biggest thing you've ever seen in your life of data. I mean, it's just, millions of drives. That's all the data. And they're all filled with data. And then, of course, that is put together and then compressed. And then, then even that resulting file is a big file. Anyways, okay, moving on. This is really cool, too. It has seen a lot of these images and then described the image. Okay, it's black and white teeth. Top and bottom skulls are visible. Teeth. Okay, image with an L is a bottom right corner indicating that the left side is it's backwards. It's funny. Okay, but it still recognizes it, so it knows that when there's these white things, these pointy, it's kind of light, black corners, that is probably a X-ray. So Are these wisdom teeth that need to be removed in this X-ray image? It says, it is difficult to say whether the wisdom teeth need to be removed from this X-ray, as there are other factors that should be considered, such as age of patient. That's really cool, actually. Meaning, meaning they are not fully emerged from the gum line. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. And this model is not even a medical model or a dental model. Wait till we have a dental model. I love it. I think this is great because number one, you'll be able to do your own assessment. You don't have to trust anyone. No dental, no doctor if you don't like the person or you don't have a lot of options for it. Or in third world, you'll get a lot of good information that's really has you know consensus. It's just really damn cool. Okay. Moving on. What's wrong? There appears to be a fracture or break in this fifth metatarsal bone. This is commonly known as Jones fracture. My goodness. And it knows. Now, what to do, how to fix it, I'll still leave it up to the surgeon, but at least you can kind of agree. And this is obviously very clear. Now, is there some osteoporosis or is there any other stuff going in there that I don't know to even look at because I'm not a doctor? Maybe, but maybe there is. It didn't mention that. CT scan of the lung image. Tell me what's wrong. There appears to be multiple areas consolidation and ground glass opacities in both lungs, which could indicate a lung infection or inflammation. That's really cool. That's really cool. Okay, but it says further clinical correlation needs to be determined. That's kick ass. Describe the image. Okay, it's fine. This does it recognize Maserati and what is this, Infinity and Infinity, I think. And this is BMW. It knows it. That's not easy, not hard. But believe it or not, even though this is real simple, it's the same thing as those celebrities. Those images, and actually, it's the same thing as those. What are those called? The people, the celebrities and foods. Excuse me. So it's all the same. You just recognize the image. Both image and logo. Okay, yeah, it's fine. It's just the logo. Recognize it. It's cool, but again, it doesn't impress me. This has been shown a million times. It's no big deal. Prompt. Okay, yeah, it knows. Okay, yeah, this is cool. It describes the image. It understands it. That's just really neat that it actually can do this. Okay, I'm going to show you some exciting ones. This part, this impresses me. Can you see the bright blue feathers of the bird's wings? Nope. I cannot see bright feathers. It appears to have brown and white feathers. So it actually, this person is prompting it to go to the negative, and it fights back. It's very confident. So you can see that this thing is getting more and more honest or accurate. Same here. Can you see the red ball near the gray cat? Nope. Not visible. Okay, going on. It does this again. Really cool. So it knows what's not there. It recognizes the dog. With the relation, this is crazy. What is the spatial relation between the Frisbee and the man? The spatial relation between the Frisbee and the man is that the Frisbee is above and slightly in front of the man. It also appears to be moving away from the man as it has been thrown or released by him. Yeah, so he threw it out. Actually, I thought it was going this way, and he jumped him. But now I look at it again, and I do see that, yes, the dog, the man had the Frisbee, threw it up, and then the dog jumped. That's crazy. That's really good. So I'm wrong, and it's right. I love that. Does the person, for number one, this is the wrong way. Does the person bigger than the car? Should be is the person, but so obviously not good. No, the car appears to be bigger. The car appears to be bigger than the person in this image. However, the perspective and the distance of the object in the photo may affect the perceived size. So it appears that the car is bigger, but just in the image, it's not. That's really good reasoning. I don't even know what to say to that. My goodness. More of this. Yeah, I didn't want to show you that. No big deal. Bounding boxes, yeah, this is cool. But it knows to put them in there, describes them. I can totally see this by having like augmented glasses and you don't remember somebody's name, but takes a picture and tells you on your screen, hey, this is, remember this? This is Andrew. You met him a couple weeks ago. He's an entrepreneur and he does this and this. Like, oh, hey, Andrew. That's really useful. I totally see myself using that. Okay, God, there's so many examples of this. It's nonstop. Oh, it detects memes. That's crazy. Wow. Then the science. This one is a real big one. Which organism is the producer in this food? So who produces? It'll take me a few seconds or maybe a minute to look at it. Looks like the grass and the berries and flowers, I think. Yeah, these produce, I would say. Berries and flowers, grasses and seeds. Seeds. Oh, I missed the seeds. Okay, so these are the organisms that use energy from the sun to produce their own food. See, I didn't know that. I knew that, but it took me a while, and this looks complicated. What is person 3? And it knows that it's well, actually, there's actually more. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people. But I didn't know that, my goodness. Or, this is perceptual. I always think number 3 is pointing. 1, 2, 3, because this is not a person that we're talking about. They're not important. I don't know. Person 1 and 2 that it knows that these two are together versus these two or this one guy. Gosh, I could have a conversation with this thing. Anyways, moving on. Math. Okay, so it does great math. Boy, this is going to help kids learn. Okay, let's see. What else is going on here? Multilingual support. Okay, I gotta stop that. I'm gonna do this in part 2. This is obviously, there's a lot of things going here, and we gotta go through this quicker. My goodness. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll do more of this later, and go from there. Thanks.